Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For 3 years now, we have been monitoring in our office the phone calls, the emails, and the letters about the Affordable Health Care Act. 95% of the correspondence that I get from my constituents is against Obamacare. It's against the implementation. So, as a representative of my district, some of the questions I'll ask are going to reflect that. When I look at this application and have looked through the entire application and have listened to the testimony that we've had today, and I want to thank the chairman for having this implementation hearing, I'm finding out that not only after my constituents are told that they're going to be breaking the law if they don't have health insurance, and if they don't take and fill out this application, they're going to owe a penalty. And then they get into the middle of this application and they find out that this application asks them for some very, very personal information and asks them about actually almost every bit of their financial life. Now, my constituents are very alarmed right now with all of the headlines about information being shared about their phone records, information being shared about their emails. They're alarmed. They're concerned that the government is learning way too much about their private lives and that the government's sharing way too much of that information. You can't be anything but alarmed after going through this application and then hearing today in this hearing that this information is going to be shared with state insurance agencies. It's going to be shared, it's going to be gathered by navigators who may be making 10 or 12 bucks an hour. It's going to be shared with private insurance carriers, and that these private insurance carriers are going to be able to access information from the IRS, and they're alarmed. And nowhere in this document does it say that by law, the Supreme Court has said that you do not have to take this insurance, that you can in fact pay a penalty.
Congressman, I'd like to work with you to ease your constituents' concerns, because no one has to provide any information about themselves unless they want a benefit, unless they want a subsidy. They don't have to provide any information whatsoever. What the law says is your individual personal responsibility is to have health insurance coverage.
In order to follow the law, they must fill out this application.
Well, I hope you'll explain to them that's not true.
Or be in violation of the law and pay a penalty.
I hope you'll explain to them that's not true, because it's not true.
America want to follow the law. They want to do the right thing, and they're going, and I believe will go to this application because they feel like they must to follow the law.
The application asks whether you want to receive a subsidy, and then if you say yes, you go on to provide income information. If you don't want to receive a subsidy from the government to help pay for your health insurance, you don't have to tell us anything.
But
go out and buy health insurance.
If a responsible family fills this application out, how can it be assured that this information will not be shared with some clerk at Aetna Insurance Company, and that that clerk will have access to go to the IRS and find out whether the information you gave in that is correct?
You
or
can,
some navigator sitting out in a tax-exempt organization that's got a contract.
you can assure them that Aetna Insurance Company will never see their personal information with respect to what their income is. Never. Based on filling out this application.
But we've had
they don't get it.
testimony today that says that the number of people that are going to receive personal IRS information is going to be significantly expanded, and you're saying that only if you desire this benefit will you then de facto be giving permission for this information to be shared. I'm reflecting the concern of the people that live in my district.
And I'd like to help you alleviate that concern, because it's based on a misunderstanding of how this
Why
works.
does at the very end of this
The insurance company doesn't get this application.
Why at the very end of this application does it give instructions on how a person can go register to vote?
Because Congress passed a law that says that whenever the federal government provides a benefit to people, it needs to provide an opportunity to know how to register to
Mike,
vote. It's
you
called the motor voter law.
Also need to provide.
That's a law that Congress passed,
Information in here.
and we follow
The
it.
person does not have to fill this application out by law.
All right, thank you. Time's expired.